What is good, Cardano fam, ADA gang? We have lots of exciting updates to unpack today, so hit that subscribe, hit that like. Bitstamp highlights Cardano Foundation launching its decentralized identity platform, Veridian, as this week's top trend. Ali Martinez, technical analyst, says Cardano could be setting up for a rebound as the trend exhaustion flashes a buy signal on the daily chart. Grayscale, this is huge, definitely the highlight for today, rebalances its smart contract fund. They sold the near protocol that they had in this fund, boosting Cardano ADA as well as the third largest holding, up to 22.91%, surpassing Avalanche, Polkadot, and Sui combined. So this is fantastic, this rebalancing a couple of days ago. ADA, I think, was around 18-19% already third, but now even higher. And we can see the single digits, Avalanche, Sui, Polkadot. What does Grayscale know that we don't? Well, this is super bullish, guys. I think institutions are accumulating as retail is being shaken out. FluidTokens integrates Orcfax and Charlie3 as oracles for lending 3.0. Borrowers and lenders will benefit from the redundancy of two separate decentralized oracles. So you don't have to rely just on FluidTokens. I think this is fantastic. Turn Network, or Turn Privacy, building Tornado Cash on Cardano, will integrate Rosen Bridge assets on mainnet launch. Users will be able to keep their Bitcoin and Ergo transactions private directly on Cardano. Well, with the US government kind of lifting all those sanctions against Tornado Cash, with the rising need of privacy, with Midnight Network around the corner, I think this is perfect timing. George CryptosRus says institutions are loading up for the future. They realize Bitcoin is the best asset to hold, and they were driving retail out to accumulate more. It seems like seller exhaustion is here, and he mentioned that recently as well. We're left with long-term investors. I totally agree with this sentiment. And guys, what a hilarious update. President Trump shares video on Truth Social claiming that he's crashing the stock market on purpose to put cash into treasuries, force the Fed to cut interest rates in May, and refinance trillions of dollars of debt inexpensively. What have we been saying, guys? This low-key basically validates what we've been speculating, because he reposted this video on his account on Truth Social. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. We'll see what happens though, right? We'll see what Jerome Powell says. We'll see what the Fed says. I think it makes sense, and we've been speculating a bit of this as well. But only time can tell, and I got a nice airdrop. Good old Jim Cramer predicts a stock market crash similar to the 1987 collapse known as Black Monday. Well, let's go. Whatever he says tends to be the opposite. So I'm sure people are ecstatic and they're happy right now. Market's still doing pretty good given that the stock market just was getting absolutely wrecked. In other news, Finest says that new assets are coming soon. Of course, they have the tokenized gold, the RWA stuff, as well as tokenized granite, which I think was a great success, sold out. We'll see what happens. I think Cardano is a fantastic blockchain for real-world assets, and that's a massive opportunity there that's being tapped into. Cardano 6542, so a little bit of a cool-off from the 6.6 pump that we had, but still looking really nice. Hopping over to TradingView again, 654. Bitcoin dominance, 62.8. Bitcoin is holding up surprisingly well. I haven't bought any more of BTC, ADA, XRP, or Litecoin since the two dips that we had, but I am prepared to double down and buy even more if we get flash crashes. I think, though, that more or less the bottom was in with those crashes. I think that we have seen quite an exhaustion with selling. So we're going to wait and see what happens. 83.5 for Bitcoin is not too shabby if you ask me. I think it's critical for us to hold above the 80K mark. And lo and behold, it seems like we're holding up above 82K, no problem. XRP 2.14, Litecoin 82.6. I think the highlight definitely today, guys, is that Grayscale rebalance the smart contract fund and kind of dispersing a little bit of the near protocol to others, including ADA. We're almost at 23% in this fund, and I think that's fantastic. Seeing more updates from Grayscale, I think bodes really well, because while people are panicking and while they have no thesis to be bearish, Grayscale, institutions, Michael Saylor, BlackRock, they continue to accumulate not only Cardano, but just altcoins in general. So just something to think about. I think retail is being shaken out. And I think that the crashing of the stock market is giving people an opportunity. And we are seeing the capitulation in real time before we LeBron James, Stephen Curry send it. As I say, we got to capitulate to catapult. So guys, definitely Grayscale. I think this is a highlight, them boosting ADA in the smart contract fund. Let's celebrate this. A lot of great news. And I'm very curious to see what happens with Turn Network, because I really like the stuff Rosen has been putting out, and they have Dogecoin integration just around the corner. So guys, smash that subscribe, smash that like. I'll see you guys in the next Angry Crypto Show.